Hey everyone, in this particular video we are going to discuss about the payment system report of June 2025. This is half yearly ended June 2025, so this is a biannual publication, साल में 2 बार आती है, right? So ये आपकी June 2025 की रिपोर्ट है related to Reserve Bank of India, half year 1 of June 2025, right? So if I talk about the content of this particular report, we can see that broadly here we are having 5 topics, right? We are having 5 topics. First one is very straight introduction. Then payment system in India, just an overview about how the payment system is operating in India. Then the payment, there are some subtopics like payment system statistics. We'll be discussing about a lot of numbers in this particular report. Analysis of the payment system data since 2019. So 2019 से अब तक का डेटा दे रखा है 2024 का and half year 1 of 2025 का data is also included in this. Large value payment system, retailer payment system, these all are the bifurcation of topic 2. In the topic 3 we do have major regulatory developments in the payment system in India. Now this can be important for your examination also, right? So the whole report is important, but specifically the major developments, the major recent developments in the payment system in India will be very, very important. Then the fourth one, again important, so this is regarding the in focus topic, which is RTGS, real-time gross settlement. Then the global trend in the payment system, ki globally trend kya chal raha hai in the payment system, what about the cross-border payments, what about the cost of remittances, right? So broadly your payment system report is divided into 5 parts and we will be covering the entire payment system report in this particular video. Let's quickly start the discussion, guys, okay? So coming to the introduction part, we all know that the legal framework is quite sorted. It is governed by the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007. Now RBI is also empowered to license, to regulate, to supervise the payment system for the safety and consumer protection, right? So RBI is empowered to give the licenses and the whole process is governed by the Payment and Settlement System Act 2007. And recently one amendment was there which is very, very important for your phase 2 examination of RBI Grade B 2025. Which is regarding the new board of payment and payment regulatory board, PRB, right? So the BPSS was replaced by PRB. PRB is basically your payment regulatory board. And what is BPSS? It used to be a board for regulation and supervision of payment and settlement. तो यहाँ पे नया board बना दिया गया था. We have covered this in the finance current affairs series as well, right? This concept is very, very important. Please do read it in detail. The PRB का concept. So if we talk about the growth trends, we are comparing the data of 2014 with 2024. So ये पूरा decade का data, right? It's a 10-year data. We can see a 38x growth in the volume side and 3x growth in the value side. Now that's quite good, I will say, right? The decadal CAGR comes to anywhere around 52.5% in volume and 13% in terms of value. Right, so this is amazing data if I talk about the digital payments in India. Then the ecosystem composition. So we all know that in the ecosystem we have a mix of banks and non-banking system who are providing the cards, whether it is debit card, credit card, UPI, IMPS, NEFT. We do have a lot of options in India, right? We do have a lot of payment system options in India, a variety of options. Then if I talk about the coverage of report, we have already discussed about how many chapters are there and what is the sequence of those chapters. We'll be definitely discussing them one by one, right? So these things are there in the introduction part of the chapter. And if we talk about the section 2, which is payment system in India, it's just an overview, how the payment system is operating in India and what are the statistics related to the payment system in India. So the very first thing is the efficiency goal, which it is fulfilling, the market efficiency, the low transaction cost. We just don't want efficient transactions, but transactions at much lower cost. And participants' confidence. So if the payment system infrastructure is very, very strong, then the participants are also getting adequate confidence and the users are also getting it, right? The system type, if I talk about system type, it can be paper-based. It can be digital also. What can be paper-based? Obviously your check. राइट अभी चेक से रिलेटेड भी एक बहुत बड़ा अपडेट आ गया था. चेक ट्रंकेशन सिस्टम के अंदर चेंज आ गया था फ्रॉम बैच प्रोसेसिंग टू कंटिन्यूस क्लियरिंग, राइट. एंड वी कैन टॉक अबाउट द सेकेंड सिस्टम विच इज डिजिटल सिस्टम. सो इट इज हैविंग NEFT, IMPS, RTGS और ये सारी चीजें आप डे टू डे रेगुलर लाइफ में भी यूज़ कर सकते हो, राइट, करते ही होगे. एंड these are the payment system in India that we are having as of now, right? So if I talk about the composition of half year 1 2025, this can be a data that you need to keep in your mind. By volume, UPI is 85%. Out of the total 100% transactions, UPI ही आपका 85% आ जाता है, right? So let's have a look. This is the share of payment in payment instrument in the total payment, right? So this circle is my total payment, and out of it 84.8% is UPI itself. In terms of volume I'm talking about, right? Abhi I'm talking about the volume, and this is the half year 1 2025 का data. So January, February, March, April, May, June 2025 का data है. January 2025 से लेके June 2025 का data है. UPI is 84.8% of the total volume of the transaction. Then which is the second one? Then we do have the NEFT. So first we are having UPI at 84.8%, which is quite good. Then second सीधा drop होके आता है 3.9% पे जो आता है NEFT. Then we do have the PPIs, prepaid payment instruments, right, and so on. And the least one I can say is the RTGS, जिसका सबसे कम वॉल्यूम है. बट वॉल्यूम के बेस पे जज मत करना, बिकॉज वैल्यू के बेस पे RTGS इज लीडिंग द पैक, राइट. वॉल्यूम भले ही 0.1% ऑफ द टोटल ट्रांजैक्शन है, स्टिल इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द वैल्यू, the share of payment instrument in total payment as per the value, then RTGS is on the number 1 at 68.7%, right? For obvious reason. Why? Because this is a high ticket payment system, right? Minimum amount is 2 lakh rupees in RTGS, so that's why it is a high ticket payment system. So on the basis of value, I can say RTGS is on the number 1. Then we do have we do have NEFT 15.1%, and then UPI at 9.1%. So no doubt UPI by volume is having 84.8%, but in value it is just 9.1%, right? Because of the smaller ticket of the transaction. That's why high volume is there, but in terms of value it is not as big as NEFT and RTGS. Now if I talk about the payment system statistics and the recent trends in your payment system, an increasing trend is observed. We can see, as per the payment system report, an increasing trend is observed across all the categories except for the paper based instruments. What are paper based instruments? Obviously your checks, right? So for all the categories, definitely an increase is there. But if I talk about the paper based instruments, then there's not an increase in that, right? The growth is the same only, almost, right? It's almost a flat graph. We'll be definitely discussing about that as well. So if I talk about the volume wise trend in the payment transaction, this is for the last 3 half years. So we can see here that the total payment is continuously increasing, right? This is volume wise. Then paper based instrument, it's literally decreasing, right? It's literally decreasing. Rest of all the infrastructure, all the payment methods, I can see there is an increase in the digital payment, very good increase. RTGS, that's also increasing. Retail payments, that's also up. In digital payments, retail digital payments, that's also increasing, I can say. So just the paper based instruments are not increasing, rest all are growing day by day. Then if I talk about on the value basis, again paper based instrument curve is flat only, right? The graph of paper based instrument is flat only, both on value basis and both on volume basis. Whereas if I talk about other total payments as a whole, they are growing. Digital payments growing, RTGS, retail payment, retail direct digital payments, everything is, I can say, growing day by day, but not the paper based instruments. And that's what they have written in the very first intro para of the payment system statistics recent trend. An increasing trend is observed across all the categories except the paper based instruments, right? Now this is the payment system infrastructure which was outstanding on the half year end, right? So this is of the half year 2025. That means आपका जून 2025 तक का डेटा है, जनवरी 2025 से लेके जून 2025 तक का डेटा है. सो वी कैन सी क्रेडिट कार्ड के अंदर ग्रोथ है, डेबिट कार्ड्स के अंदर है, पीपीआई वॉलेट्स के अंदर ऑल्सो देयर इज अ डिक्लाइन, ओके, इन द पीपीआई वॉलेट. पीपीआई कार्ड के अंदर देयर इज अ ग्रोथ, राइट? सो ये आपका हाफ ईयर का डेटा है जो कंपेयर किया है आपका हाफ ईयर 2 का डेटा मतलब दिसंबर 2024 का डेटा एज कंपेयर टू द जून 2025 का डेटा. सो दिस वाज द डेटा एज पर द लास्ट पेमेंट सिस्टम रिपोर्ट एंड दिस इज द करंट पेमेंट सिस्टम रिपोर्ट डेटा, राइट. यूपीआई का डेटा भी देख सकते हो, पीपीआई का वॉलेट का डेटा भी डाउनफॉल में यहाँ पे. यूपीआई का डेटा इज अगेन इन द अप ट्रेंड ओनली, राइट. So if we have a look at the analysis of the payment system data since 2019, so they are comparing the data of 2019 with the financial year, so with the calendar year 2024, right. So ये 2019 का comparison with 2024. So we can see that in terms of volume, earlier we used to have 3,248 crore transaction in terms of volume, but now we are having 20,000 plus transaction, close to 21,000, right, crore transactions in the 2024, which is quite huge. And you can see increase in the value as well, right. There is an increase in the value as well. So here we can see the trend in the total payment transaction. It's quite up, especially after the COVID years, right. You can see a straight uptrend in the total payment volume as well as the value. So this particular line is depicting the value, the orange line, which we can see, and the bar diagrams are depicting the volume. So volume तो बहुत ही तेजी से बढ़ रहा है, we can see volume का तो ग्राफ बिल्कुल is like this, right, and value भी अच्छी खासी स्पीड से आपकी बढ़ रही है. Value is also on the uptrend only, right. So if I talk about the payment value, then that is 1572, and if I talk about the payment volume, then that's 12,549. I'm just talking about the latest data half year 1 of 2025. Then this is the trend in the digital payment transaction. This was the total payment transaction, both including digital as well as your physical checks. But this is just for the digital payment transaction, and the graph looks similar only because majority, I can say more than majority, almost all the transactions are nowadays digital transactions only, right. So here if we talk about the large value payment system, which are CCIL operated, which are the CCIL operated system, the government securities, forex clearing, rupee derivative. Let's talk about the data of government securities, forex clearing and rupee derivatives. अच्छा, सबसे पहले what is CCIL? CCIL आपका Clearing Corporation of India Limited, right? It is the Clearing Corporation of India Limited. It's an institution which is set up by the major banks, financial institutions and Reserve Bank of India. What was the main purpose? To provide clearing and settlement services, right? So LVPS means large value payment system, and CCIL operated LVPS includes the government securities market, the forex clearing and the rupee derivative. Please do remember this thing, right? So if I talk about the data of CCIL operated, okay, here it is. 2019 से हाफ ईयर 1 का पहले हम ईयर ऑन ईयर बेसिस का डेटा कंपेयर कर लेते हैं. वाई? बिकॉज ये 2019 है और ये 2024 का है. सो वी कैन सी अ क्लियर अपट्रेंड ऑन ऑल द एस्पेक्ट, वेदर इट इज रुपी डेरिवेटिव, फॉरेक्स क्लियरिंग और गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटी पार्ट, राइट. सो वॉल्यूम इज अप फ्रॉम 35. सो ये डेटा कैसे पढ़ना है, देखो, वॉल्यूम इज अप. सो 35 यूज्ड टू बी देयर इन 2019. नाउ इट इज 45 in 2024, right? I'm talking about the volume of the transactions. Then if we talk about the value, it is also up. Earlier it used to be, in 2019 it used to be 1270. Now it is, in 2024 it is 2780. And this is the half year 1 ka data. I personally feel that you need to remember this particular data. This is the latest data, right? This is the latest data that you can see. So these are the CCIL operated LVPS, government securities, forex clearing and rupee derivatives. Here is the trend that we can see in the CCIL operated system. Again, in terms of value, the graph is straight up, and in terms of volume also we are doing good. In terms of volume as compared to the last half year 2 of 2024, again we are doing good, right? It's a good increase. Here we can see the entire data, right? So यहाँ पे अच्छा ही काफ़ी सारा अच्छा ग्रोथ आपको यहाँ पे देखने को मिला है. बट इफ आई टॉक अबाउट 2025, अब काफ़ी लोगों को लग रहा होगा सर ये डिक्लाइन कैसे हो गया. नाउ दिस इज नॉट एट ऑल अ डिक्लाइन. the 2025 का data is only up to June 2025, so this is just half yearly one of 2025 का data. So जनवरी से लेके जून 2025 तक का डेटा, रेस्ट आर द whole financial year. This is just half year one of 2025, right? So it's an uptrend only. It's an uptrend only. And out of this, I can say government securities clearing is having the highest number in half year one of 2025, right? जो forex clearing और rupee derivative का तो काफी कम है, then forex derivative का forex clearing का है, and then top पे government security clearing is leading the pack. Now, if we talk about the RBI operated, then real-time gross settlement is the system which is RBI operated, right? So in 2024, we can see that the volume has increased. Earlier, it used to be 14.8, now it is 29.5 crore. In terms of value, it has increased drastically to 1938 lakh crore. That's quite huge. If I talk about the latest data, then 16.1 crore transactions and 1079 lakh crore transaction is there in the half year one of 2025. And we all know that the RTGS facility is 24/7 operational, right? The RTGS facility is 24/7 operational. और RTGS facility आपके एग्जाम के लिए ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाएगी. In the report as well, there is a complete section related to RTGS facility. So if we talk about in terms of volume, which is reflected by these pink बार डायग्राम्स, राइट? तो ये अप ट्रेंड में, और डेफिनेटली आपका वैल्यू भी इज कंटिन्यूसली इन अप ट्रेंड. एक भी ऐसा नहीं गया है कि डाउन ट्रेंड यहाँ पे दिख रहा हो. कंटिन्यूसली कोविड के बाद से ये अप ट्रेंड के अंदर है, राइट? नाउ देयर आर सो मेनी सिस्टम्स लाइक वी डू हैव NEFT, वी डू हैव UPI. सो ब्रॉडली इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द ग्रोथ नंबर्स, देन वॉल्यूम इज अप टू नाउ 20,820 crore. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द ओवरऑल ग्रोथ, राइट, एमिनेटिंग फ्रॉम ऑल दी सिस्टम्स. Then if I talk about value, it is 892 crore, and if we talk about the half year 1 2025 का data, the value is already 492 crore. So इस year के अंदर भी काफ़ी अच्छा यहाँ पे होने वाला है as compared to the last year. ये growth के mode में ही है. Then we do have so many things like NEFT, we do have UPI. So आपको broad यहाँ पे trend याद रखना है. ऐसा नहीं कि सारे numbers आप याद रखने बैठ गए, because it's not practically possible for anybody to remember each and every data, right? You need to have a quick note about the trend of each and every instrument. So this is the trend in retail payment transaction. And you can see from lockdown 1 and lockdown 2, it's straight up. So definitely COVID pandemic has contributed somewhere or the other, contributed in the enormous growth of these instruments. People have started preferring doing the online transaction, which earlier they don't used to do, right? Have a look. ये ग्राफ एकदम फ्लैट है यहाँ तक. जैसे ही आपका लॉकडाउन आया कोविड का, वहाँ से पिकअप करना चालू कर दिया वॉल्यूम्स एंड वैल्यू बोथ. ऑब्वियसली वॉल्यूम ऊपर जा रहा है तो वैल्यू भी ऊपर जाना ही है. देन दिस इज द ट्रेंड इन दी NEFT पेमेंट. अगेन इट्स स्ट्रेट अप, राइट? सो यहाँ से हमको क्लियरली दिख रहा है कि ये कोविड का काफ़ी एक बड़ा इम्पैक्ट है, एंड आपको यहाँ कंटिन्यूस ग्रोथ देखने को मिल रही है, राइट? बोथ इन टर्म्स ऑफ वैल्यू एंड वॉल्यूम. So I can say on the basis of value, there is a growth in the NEFT, but as compared to the previous half year of 2024, in terms of volume, there is a slight decrease. There is a slight decrease in case of volume. Slight decrease in case of volume. But value is still up. So here I am doing half year 1 comparison with the half year 1 2025 comparison with the half year 2 comparison of 2024, right? Basically I'm comparing both the datas of payment system report. पुरानी system report को इस बार की system report से compare कर रहे हैं मैं start के अंदर, right? Then if I talk about UPI, UPI has been a game changer in the payment system innovation for India, right? Have a look at the data. Volume wise, in 2019 it used to be 1,079 and now it is 17,000 plus crore. In terms of volume, sorry, in terms of value, it is 247 lakh crore. That's enormous, right? So again, average ticket small size is dominant here in the micro payments. So that's the data related to UPI, which is having the most of the volume. So more close to 85% of the volume is being commanded by UPI. So it's clearly a dominating, I can say, payment instrument among all the rest of the categories. right? And in terms of value, obviously RTGS is there. So here we can see कि UPI पेमेंट भी अगेन काफ़ी टाइम तक यहाँ पे ग्रोथ देख सकते हो आप, पर बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग ग्रोथ नहीं हो रही थी. बट आफ्टर द COVID-19 इट वेंट अप लाइक दिस, right? So this was the growth story of UPI again in India, and now though we are moving towards the internationalization of INR and UPI also. In most of the countries we have already done it. Then separately, if we talk about different instruments like IMPS, AEPS, NACH, NETC which is related to your FASTag. So IMPS के अंदर भी यहाँ पे हम growth देख सकते हैं, right? IMPS के अंदर भी there is a growth as compared to at least the half year. In terms of value and in terms of volume, it is on the decline. Again, IMPS is on a slight decline as compared to the last payment system report. If I talk about the AEPS, both the value and the volume is in downtrend only. Though they have started increasing now, there is a slight increase which I can see in terms of value, right? In terms of the AEPS value, broadly data down जा रहा है, but अब ये थोड़ा सा लग रहा है stabilize हो गया है यहाँ पे. राइट, अब यहाँ पे आके स्टेबलाइज हो गया. इफ आई टॉक अबाउट दी भीम आधार पेमेंट ट्रांजैक्शंस, भीम आधार पे वैल्यू, ऑन द वैल्यू बेसिस अगेन इट इज डाउन, ऑन द वॉल्यूम बेसिस अगेन इट इज डाउन. NACH, बोथ द क्रेडिट एंड डेबिट ट्रांजैक्शन, ऑब्वियसली यहाँ पे दो ट्रांजैक्शंस होते हैं NACH के, राइट? पैसा आ रहा है या जा रहा है, व्हाट इज NACH? हाउ द सैलरीज आर बीइंग प्रोसेस्ड, हाउ द डिविडेंड्स आर बीइंग प्रोसेस्ड. दिस इज देयर फॉर द बल्क ट्रांजैक्शन, राइट? This is there for the bulk transaction. Say for example, in my organization, I have 200 employees. So what do you think? I'll be doing 200 times the NEFT. Okay, Ram account, de do salary. Sham account, give him the salary. So I'll be doing NEFT for 200 times or RTGS for 200 times or IMPS for 200 times. No. I'll be processing these repeated nature transactions with the help of NACH. Right? NACH. So definitely अब दो साइड हो सकती है, या तो आप पे कर रहे हो, राइट, या तो आप पे कर रहे हो, सैलरी जा रही है और डिविडेंड मेरे पास आ रहा है. सो दीज ट्रांजैक्शंस डू हैव टू इम्पैक्ट डेबिट एंड क्रेडिट, राइट? पैसा आ भी सकता है, जा भी सकता है. सो हियर ऑल्सो वी कैन सी एन अप ट्रेंड बोथ इन क्रेडिट, डेबिट, वॉल्यूम एंड वैल्यू. सारी केसेस के अंदर यहां पे अप ट्रेंड है आपका. देन इफ वी टॉक अबाउट NETC, there is a decline. If we talk about the BBPS, there is an uptrend, and NETC infrastructure related trend is on again. फास्टैग एंड प्लाजास दोनों का ही ऊपर है. क्रेडिट कार्ड ट्रांजैक्शन कैन बी इंपॉर्टेंट, ठीक है? तो यहाँ पे RTGS, क्रेडिट कार्ड, इन दोनों के ऊपर, और PPI भी, राइट? प्रीपेड पेमेंट इंस्ट्रूमेंट भी इनके ऊपर, और UPI तो डेफिनेटली. सो ये तीन चार चीज़ें जो हैं इनका आपको डेटा थोड़ा बहुत याद रखना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से फॉर योर एग्जामिनेशन पर्पस. So you can quote this as well. And there are certain things in the reports like conclusions, like the introduction part. You can use some of the lines from this particular report in your descriptive writing also, right? मान लो कोई payment system related question आ गया, UPI, NACH, RTGS related question आ गया, prepaid payment instrument related question आ गया. You can always incorporate these lines, these data points from the payment system report in your descriptive answer writing. It will make your answer more and more valuable. Right? It will enrich value in your answer. So definitely do give the reference of the payment system report as well in your descriptive answer writing session also. तो यहाँ पे अगर हम credit card transactions की बात करें, right? This is also in the uptrend. POS terminal value की बात करूँ तो ये stabilize हो चुकी है. But if we talk about the value of e-commerce transaction, it is going up. E-commerce volume, it is going up. POS terminal volume, it is again going up. Right? And one more important thing that you need to remember is private sector banks are dominating in terms of credit card space. So if we specifically talk about the credit card space, then private sector banks are dominating this particular sector as compared to any other category. So we do have two data यहाँ पे, June 2020 का data and June 2025 का data, right? We can see that the private sector banks participation has grown from 65% to 70.8% in terms of credit cards, right? In terms of outstanding credit cards. So again, private sector banks are doing well. Public sector banks are also growing, but at a slower rate as compared to the private sector banks. Small finance bank का बहुत ही कम शेयर है, और foreign banks का शेयर तो और कम होता जा रहा है. Earlier it used to be 11.7%. Now it is just 4.1%. I can see that the share of foreign banks is being eaten up by private sector bank, small finance bank and public sector bank, specifically by the private sector banks, right? So this is the data that you can see from this particular chart. Now if we talk about debit card, अभी credit card के बारे में discuss कर रहे थे. अब if we talk about the debit card, then the public sector banks, इनका डेटा 70 से कितना आ चुका है, अब 63 पे आ चुका है, राइट? 63 पे आ चुका है इफ यू टॉक अबाउट दी डेबिट कार्ड्स, राइट? डेबिट कार्ड्स में पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक पहले डोमिनेंस कमांड करता था, अब वो धीरे धीरे दिख रहा है कि डोमिनेंस नीचे आ रही है. इन प्राइवेट सेक्टर बैंक्स आर इंक्रीजिंग देयर शेयर, राइट? अभी पहले ये येलो लाइन कितनी होती थी प्राइवेट सेक्टर बैंक्स के लिए? 19.7%. नाउ दे डू हैव 25.3% as the share in the debit card transaction. So here public sector bank is bigger than private sector bank. But in case of credit card, private sector bank is dominating the public sector bank, right? Then this is the trend in the debit card and the credit card transactions. So I will say that debit card transactions are going down, right? On a half yearly basis, the volume is going down. The value is also going down only. So public sector banks are sitting on such a thing which is going down, right? That's why I can say that dominance है. Dominance होने के बाद भी dominance नहीं है. Why? Because you are sitting on a thing which is going down in value, in volume. Whereas private sector banks का credit card volume is going up continuously. The value is also going up drastically, right? So again private sector banks एक ऐसी चीज पे यहाँ पे ride कर रहे हैं जो कि बहुत ही fast grow कर रही है, and that's definitely beneficial for them, right? So आने वाले टाइम में हम ऐसा देख सकते हैं कि प्राइवेट सेक्टर बैंक कभी स्टॉक मार्केट के अंदर भी एंड एज अ प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी में भी डेफिनेटली आउट परफॉर्मर्स बनेंगे ओवर द पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स. Then if we talk about the trend in the PPI payment transaction, so the wallet volume is again somewhere or the other in the cyclical mode only. ठीक है, बढ़ रहा है, गिर रहा है, बढ़ रहा है, गिर रहा है, but broadly increase is there as compared to the last half year, right? Credit the card volume, if I talk about the card volume, ये mostly आपकी डाउन ट्रेंड के अंदर ही है, right? डाउन ट्रेंड के अंदर ही as compared to the previous half year. And if I talk about the wallet volume, we have shown this has shown an increase here as compared to the half year. Broadly down ही है. Overall अगर हम average की बात करें तो it is down only, right? और कार्ड वैल्यू भी देखें तो वो भी डाउन ट्रेंड के अंदर ही है. तो यहाँ पे इतना कोई बहुत खास डेटा नहीं है, पर प्रीपेड पेमेंट इंस्ट्रूमेंट का कॉन्सेप्ट आपको बहुत अच्छे से पता होना चाहिए. Then in the report they have discussed about the major regulatory developments in the payment system in India. इसको आपको अच्छे से करना है. ये आपको बताता है कि this is a topic which is related to your finance current affairs only, right? Finance current affairs, dynamic plus your static concepts, ये दोनों का combination है. What are the major regulatory developments in the payment system? Can you guys tell me some of the recent developments in the payment system in India? Any idea, guys? Definitely वो board हमने बनाया था. What else? What else we have done in this particular area? So the payment system in India plays a critical role in ensuring a smooth functioning of the country's financial ecosystem. देखो ऐसे आंसर को स्टार्ट किया जाता है. This is how you need to start your answers. Do remember some of the lines from different reports I can say will help you give an understanding कि कैसे क्वेश्चन को स्टार्ट किया जाता है, कैसे आंसर को स्टार्ट किया जाता है. Now reports are the best part to learn. I always say reports and finance newspapers are the best part to learn. Why? Because they teach you dynamic things, they teach you static portion, plus they give you an idea of the descriptive angles as well. They give you certain lines that you can use in your descriptive answer writing as well. So broadly, if I talk about, there are some RBI measures. What are the RBI measures? Card tokenization, replacing the card details, that too with unique token. So RBI again is focusing on the replacing the card details with that of the token, and this concept we call it as tokenization. Now these tokens are not easy to use, just like cards, right? For the hackers basically. So the data which the important data that we have in card is easily, I can say, used by any other entity using the same card. वो डेटा ट्रांसफर हो जाता है कितनी बार, कोई हैकर भी होता है वो आपका बीच में इंट्रूड कर सकता है, बेसिकली उसको रीड कर सकता है. बट इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द टोकन्स, इट इज वेरी हार्ड टू क्रैक, right? It is very hard to crack and it is not having all the data, or the data is stored in a tokenized manner which gives transparency, which gives more level of security. And this thing RBI is also going to implement in the KYC side that we have seen in an article in the Economic Times, right? सो इस पे फोकस था कार्ड टोकनाइजेशन के ऊपर, आपका यहाँ पे गिवन है, ये आपको कॉन्सेप्ट आना चाहिए, ये आपको कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ना चाहिए. इसके अलावा नेटवर्क चॉइस, नाउ से फॉर एग्जांपल इफ आई एम द इशूअर ऑफ अ कार्ड, सो आई कैन यूज वीजा नेटवर्क, आई कैन यूज मास्टर कार्ड नेटवर्क, आई कैन यूज एनी अदर नेटवर्क, राइट? सो क्या मैं ऐसे एक्सक्लूसिविटी कर सकता हूँ? कहना है रिस्ट्रिक्ट माई नेटवर्क? नो, आई कैन नॉट डू सो. द रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया क्लियरली स्टेट्स दैट द कार्ड इशूअर्स shall not enter into an exclusive agreement or arrangement with the card networks so that they are restricting the others, right? तो एक कस्टमर के पास फ्री विल होनी चाहिए कि उसको किसका नेटवर्क यूज करना है. प्लस द कार्ड इशूअर शेल प्रोवाइड एन ऑप्शन टू द एलिजिबल कस्टमर्स टू चूज फ्रॉम मल्टीपल कार्ड नेटवर्क्स. सो आप चूज कर पाओ कि मल्टीपल कार्ड नेटवर्क्स के अंदर से व्हाट यू वांट टू यूज, राइट? नाउ these provisions are applicable to the credit card issuers with the number of active credit cards issued is more than 10 lakhs only. So ये आपको चीज पता होनी चाहिए. This can be important, right? This can be important. ये चीज आपको पता होनी चाहिए. This option is there only with those card issuers who are having more than 10 lakh number of active cards issued, right? Then one of the key measure was related to TReDS expansion, which is trade receivable e-discounting system. Again, certain enhancements were made in June 2023 which were boosting liquidity and expanding the pool of participants, right? Again, fostering the secondary market transaction as well. For the transfer of factoring units, you can also transfer the factoring units in the TReDS to some other party, facilitating the secondary market also. Then PIDF स्कीम के बारे में आप लिख सकते हो. PIDF स्कीम के बारे में आपको पता होना चाहिए. यहाँ पे ऑफलाइन डिजिटल पेमेंट्स, नाउ द लिमिट यूज्ड टू बी देयर फॉर 500 पर ट्रांजैक्शन, फिर 2000 ओवरऑल करी थी, फिर यूपीआई लाइट की लिमिट इंक्रीज कर दी थी, राइट? आपकी यूपीआई लाइट की लिमिट वाज आल्सो इंक्रीज्ड, राइट? द पर ट्रांजैक्शन लिमिट वाज एनहांस्ड टू 1000 रुपी, और ये टोटल लिमिट कितनी हो गई थी आपकी? 5000 रुपीज हो गई थी. ये आपको याद रखना चाहिए. मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, प्री सैंक्शनड क्रेडिट लाइन ऑन यूपीआई. सो अर्लियर शेड्यूल कमर्शियल बैंक्स और वो सब तो थे ही आपके इन द प्री सैंक्शन लिमिट क्रेडिट लाइन लिमिट ऑन यूपीआई, एंड स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक, आरबीआई हैज परमिटेड द स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक ऑल्सो टू ऑफर द credit on the UPI, to offer the credit line on the UPI. So this was the update. Sixth one is very very important. E-mandates for recurring transaction. अच्छा, कोई म्यूचुअल फंड, क्रेडिट कार्ड या इंश्योरेंस रिलेटेड था तो उस पर 1 लाख कर दी थी, राइट? बाकी सब पे 15,000 रुपीज की लिमिट थी. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द ई-मैंडेट्स. Then most important thing for your phase 2 examination, what were the half year 1 2025 के updates? Due diligence requirement on the AEPS touchpoint operators. This is a particular RBI circular which we have covered it in a very detailed manner, right? Due diligence requirement for the AEPS touchpoint operators. Why? Because most of the fraud cases we have seen कि यहाँ पे आते हैं. Then NPCI authorized to set UPI transaction limit. Again important. NPCI has revised the UPI transaction limit. तो काफ़ी सारी 5 लाख कर दी थी. क्रेडिट कार्ड पे टोटल लिमिट 6 लाख भी कर दी थी, अगर आपको याद आ रहा हो तो. And one question was there in your phase 1 exam also. Phase 1 exam पे इसका question भी आया था. In phase 2 again it can come. Then credit guarantee fund scheme for factoring in the trades was also there. So these things you need to remember. These are the key measures in the half year 1 of 2025, right? Then there is a separate section in the report related to in focus. Real-time gross settlement, which is none other than your RTGS, right? Now RTGS is not like a normal way of sending money, but you can only send money if you are having the transaction value of at least 2 lakh rupees, right? 2 lakhs or more. 2 lakhs or more. That much at least you should be having here. Now do remember this thing, RTGS is designated as a financial market infrastructure in India. This can be important, right? The RTGS is designated as financial market infrastructure in India, as well as a systematically important payment system, SIPS, systematically important payment system, considering the dominance in terms of value. RTGS का सबसे जबरदस्त dominance है. The NCIIPC, National Critical Information Infrastructure Protection Center, has also designated RTGS as a critical information infrastructure. So guys, this para is very very important. ये पैरा आपका काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाएगा, इसको आप यूज़ भी कर सकते हो इन योर डिस्क्रिप्टिव क्वेश्चंस. इसको बहुत अच्छे से ध्यान रख लो. हो सकता है इस पैरा के अंदर से आपका एक क्वेश्चन आ जाए रिलेटेड टू ऑब्जेक्टिव, और मे बी यू कैन यूज दिस पर्टिकुलर पैरा इन योर डिस्क्रिप्टिव क्वेश्चन एज वेल. सो ये आपको बहुत अच्छे से ध्यान होना चाहिए, राइट. दिस इज द जस्ट द इंट्रोडक्शन. देन इफ यू टॉक अबाउट आरटीजीएस, तो यहाँ उसका मतलब बता रखा है, फुल फॉर्म हो गया, दिस इज नथिंग बट अ लार्ज वैल्यू पेमेंट बैकबोन मैनेज बाय द रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, राइट. As the name says it all, this is the real time. That means transactions on RTGS settle like this, right? On a real time basis. The minimum transaction value should be at least 2 lakh rupee for the customer payments. For the customer payments, it should be 2 lakh rupees. And there is 24/7/365 day availability. That means RTGS आप कभी भी कर सकते हो. ये बैच में नहीं होता, रियल टाइम होता है आपका. NEFT is processed in batches. The minimum amount for you guys is 2 lakh rupee and there is no upper limit. But if I talk about the interbank transaction, then there is no minimum limit as well as the maximum limit for the interbank transaction. बैंक आपस में कर रहा है तो उसमें RTGS में कोई लिमिट नहीं है. आप कर रहे हो then the limit is 2 lakh rupees, right? The minimum limit. There is no maximum limit for you as well, right? So RTGS again requires liquidity on an intraday basis. Why? Because the value is quite high ticket, I can say. The highest value आपका यहाँ RTGS का ही है, plus there is no amount as well, and it goes in real time. So you don't have time, right? As a bank, you don't have time to process the liquidity thing. So that's why a liquidity requirement should be there in the intraday, on the intraday basis as well, right? So यहाँ पे आपका 24/7/365 वाला हो गया, और उसके बाद the trend we can see in the RTGS transaction from 2020, it's going up like this. So people are not preferring the checks now. Instead they are preferring the real time gross settlement. पहले इसका उतना ज़बरदस्त growth rate नहीं था. अभी in terms of value, in terms of volume, it's quite high, right? So please do remember the numbers as well for the RTGS. Why? Because it is leading the pack in terms of value. So please do remember the numbers as well of at least half year one of 2025 related to RTGS. Now we can see that in terms of volume, RTGS is like this, but in terms of value, it's like this, 70.26%, which is quite enormous. So this 0.14% of the volume contributes 70.26% of the value. This is the power of RTGS, right? Now there is a note on the access and participation of the RTGS also. So we can see different membership types here. आपको ये भी पता होना चाहिए what are the membership types. वो type A is for the regular participants like scheduled banks like licensed bank. Then type B is for the restricted participants like SPDs, standalone primary dealers. Type C is for clearing house, and type D is for regular or restricted participants or clearing houses here like non-banks, PPI issuers or WLA operators and so on, right? So ये आपके types हैं जिनको यहाँ पे RTGS की permission मिलती है. These are the types of participants in the RTGS system. Now there can be 3 options available for accessing the RTGS system. It can be via thick client, which is nothing but a dedicated hardware and software connect, right? Which gets you connected to the RTGS. So if you are a member having more than 1000 transaction per day related to RTGS, अगर आपके 1000 ट्रांजैक्शन से ज़्यादा होते हैं, more than 1000 transaction, then you should go for thick client. अगर आपके 100 से ज़्यादा होते हैं, बट लेस दैन 1000 होते हैं, देन इन दैट केस यू शुड गो विथ वेब सर्विस इंटरफेस। एंड अगर आपके 100 से भी कम हो रहे हैं तो फिर आपको यहाँ पे पेमेंट ओरिजिनेटर मॉड्यूल पे जाना चाहिए, पीओ मॉड्यूल पे जाना चाहिए, राइट। दीज आर द 3 थिंग्स जो आपको यहाँ पे याद रखनी चाहिए। देन दिस इज द आर्किटेक्चर ऑफ द आरटीजीएस बेसिकली, राइट। तो यहाँ पे 2 बैंक्स दे रखे हैं हमको, आरबीआई का सिस्टम दे रखा है, राइट। दिस इज द एंटायर स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ हाउ द आरटीजीएस ट्रांजैक्शन वर्क्स बेसिकली, राइट। सो बैंक 1 के पास यहाँ पे सीबीएस है, बैंक 2 के पास भी यहाँ पे सीबीएस है। जब यहाँ पे आरटीजीएस होता है तो पहले ब्रांच लेवल पे डेटा जाता है, ठीक है, उसके बाद आपका कोर बैंकिंग में जाता है और एसएमएफएस में जाता है। सीबीएस मीन्स कोर बैंकिंग सिस्टम, एसएफएमएसएमआई मीन्स स्ट्रक्चर्ड फाइनेंशियल मैसेजिंग सिस्टम मेंबर इंटरफेस। स्ट्रक्चर्ड फाइनेंशियल मैसेजिंग सिस्टम member interface. This is nothing but a secure messaging system that sends payment instructions, right? Then we do have the INFINET. Now what is this INFINET? This is Indian Financial Network. So it's acting as a private internet for the banks in India, right? It's nothing but a private internet for the banks in India. So it securely connects all the banks to the RBI to transfer the financial message. तो यहाँ से क्या होता है, फाइनेंशियल मैसेजेस जाते हैं आपके रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया के SFMS पे, राइट, रिलेटेड टू द आरटीजीएस ट्रांजैक्शंस। सो आरटीजीएस वेयर द सेटलमेंट यहाँ पे होता है आपका, सीबीएस आपका कोर बैंकिंग हो गया। एंड हाउ इट वर्क्स, सी फॉर एग्जांपल इफ अ कस्टमर in bank 1 wants to transfer the money to the bank 2 using the RTGS technology. So this request goes to the branch first, then to the CBS of that branch and the SFMS-MI system. अब ये जो सिस्टम होता है ये मैसेज देता है आपके आरबीआई के सिस्टम को, पर किसके थ्रू देता है, एक प्राइवेट इंटरनेट के थ्रू जो कि INFINET बोलते हैं जिसको, राइट। उसको मैसेज, वहां से आपका मैसेज जाता है आरबीआई के आरटीजीएस सिस्टम पे। Now RBI checks and settle the transaction instantly between bank 1 and bank 2, right? So RBI instantly आपके bank 1 और bank 2 के बीच में transaction settle कर देता है with the same network, through the same network, right? और ये कंक्लूजन भी आप यहाँ पे पढ़ सकते हो रिलेटेड टू दिस रिपोर्ट। नाउ अगर आरटीजीएस रिलेटेड कोई क्वेश्चन आया तो ये कंक्लूजन आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाएगा। दैट्स हाउ वी कंक्लूड द आंसर्स। हैव अ लुक, एक बार इसको जरूर पढ़िएगा पीडीएफ डाउनलोड करके। इसमें कनेक्ट कैसे किया है आप वो समझो, राइट। हाउ दे हैव कनेक्टेड डिफरेंट थिंग्स रिलेटेड टू आरटीजीएस इज व्हाट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, राइट। देन वी हैव द ग्लोबल ट्रेंड्स एंड द क्रॉस बॉर्डर पेमेंट्स. So here we are talking about frictionless, the frictions that are coming in the cross-border payments, right? So it should be frictionless, but still there are some frictions in the cross-border payments, like there are issues of multiple intermediaries, there is a high cost issue, there is a slow speed issue and limited transparency issue, which we need to solve, right? So this is in your fifth part of the report, which is your last part related to global trends in the financial, in the payment system. Then there is a discussion related to G20 and BIS initiatives as well. So G20 का क्या रोड मैप है कि आपकी कॉस्ट कम हो जाए, there should be a reduction in the cost, there should be an improvement in the speed and access and transparency को बढ़ाया जाए. फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी रिपोर्ट का रेफरेंस दिया हुआ है, कमिटी ऑन पेमेंट एंड मार्केट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का भी आपको यहाँ पे रेफरेंस दिया हुआ है कि उन रिपोर्ट्स के अंदर रिस्पेक्टिवली क्या क्या चीजें हाईलाइट करिए रिलेटेड टू द पेमेंट सिस्टम. देन आई थिंक दिस थिंग यू नीड टू लर्न. BIS Innovation Hub projects. Now, what is BIS Innovation Hub projects? So, here we are having the 4 projects. Here we are having the 4 projects, like the project 1 is working on the real-time financial crime detection via the network analytics. So, network का data analyze करके we can figure out the real-time financial crime detection. फिर उसके बाद दूसरा project है, project Rialto. So यहाँ पे आपका मॉड्यूलर FX प्लस टोकनाइज्ड होलसेल CBDC फॉर इंस्टेंट क्रॉस बॉर्डर पेमेंट्स. सो यहाँ CBDC होलसेल CBDC के थ्रू आपका कैसे FX के साथ लिंक करके इंस्टेंट क्रॉस बॉर्डर पेमेंट किया जा सकता है, उसके ऊपर प्रोजेक्ट बना हुआ है. देयर इज वन मोर प्रोजेक्ट ऑन द टोकनाइजेशन फॉर द होलसेल पेमेंट एफिशिएंसी एंड सो ऑन. सो एटलीस्ट यू नीड टू गेन अ ब्रॉड अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ दीज प्रोजेक्ट्स. जस्ट डू रिमेंबर द कीवर्ड्स. आई नो देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ डेटा इन दिस पर्टिकुलर रिपोर्ट, बट ट्राई टू जस्ट रीड दीज वन लाइनर्स. जस्ट रिमेंबर द कीवर्ड. जैसे आप यहाँ पे इस वाले प्रोजेक्ट के अंदर क्राइम डिटेक्शन को याद रख सकते हो, फाइनेंशियल क्राइम डिटेक्शन, या आप होलसेल CBDC फॉर क्रॉस बॉर्डर पेमेंट्स को याद रख सकते हो. क्रॉस बॉर्डर में आपका FX भी आ ही जाएगा. इधर आप होलसेल पेमेंट एफिशिएंसी को ध्यान रख सकते हो और प्रोजेक्ट मंडाला के अंदर द ज्यूरिसडिक्शन स्पेसिफिक रेगुलेशंस को आप याद रख सकते हो फॉर द शेयर्ड क्रॉस बॉर्डर प्रोटोकॉल्स। सो ये आपको याद रखने चाहिए एज आई व्हाट आई फील, राइट। अगर थोड़ा सा भी पेपर आपका डिफिकल्ट आता है तो इस साइड में भी कहीं ना कहीं आ सकता है, राइट। रिपोर्ट के डीप अंदर भी जाके वो लोग पूछ सकते हैं, सो डेफिनेटली ये चीज़ आपको यहाँ पे याद होनी चाहिए। देन इमर्जिंग थीम्स, दे हैव टॉक्ड अबाउट द जियोपॉलिटिकल रिस्क एंड आरबीआई इनिशिएटिव। सो द पेमेंट विजन 2025 क्या है आरबीआई का, वो सारा मेंशन्ड है यहाँ पे, लाइक यूपीआई interlinking, you all know about that, right? We are aggressively expanding the UPI interlinking to different countries. आप यहाँ पे प्रोजेक्ट नेक्सस की भी बात कर सकते हो, UPI acceptance abroad. So we already do have a agreement with Bhutan, with France, Mauritius, Nepal, Singapore, UAE and Qatar, right? So प्रोजेक्ट नेक्सस आपको यहाँ पे ध्यान रखना है। UPI interlinking with foreign fast payment system भी आपको यहाँ पे पता होना चाहिए, right? Then the last portion of your report states about the remittances and the cost analysis, right? So यहाँ पे इनवर्ड और आउटवर्ड दो तरीके की रेमिटेंसेस की बात करिए। टॉप 5 कंट्रीज बाय रेमिटेंसेस इनफ्लो। सो इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द इनफ्लो, इंडिया इज लीडिंग द पैक कंटिन्यूसली, राइट? इंडिया इज लीडिंग द पैक। अच्छा, ये ब्लू वाला पाकिस्तान, लाइट ब्लू वाला पाकिस्तान के लिए, ठीक है, डार्क ब्लू वाला आपके लिए। सो इंडिया इज लीडिंग द पैक हियर इन 2020 और 2024 तक कंटिन्यूसली इन टर्म्स ऑफ remittance inflows, right? In terms of remittance inflow, and if I talk about the remittance outflows, then United States is leading this particular area, right? Continuously US का remittance inflows outflows यहाँ पे टॉप कर रहे हैं, right? Then cost of remittances, the global average cost दे रखी है कि 6.62% cost of remittances आ जाती है यहाँ पे, मतलब basically cost of transfer आ जाती है, which is slightly down as compared to the previous quarter, which is slightly down as compared to the previous quarter. Most expensive region यहाँ पे क्या बताया आपका, अफ्रीका बताया है, सब सहारन अफ्रीका, and the lowest cost region is South Asia here, right? इंडिया स्पेसिफिक इनसाइड भी दे रखी है आपकी रिपोर्ट के अंदर कि कुवैत से इंडिया का जो कॉरिडोर है दैट इज द चीपेस्ट इन द वर्ल्ड विथ 2.1% कॉस्ट इन Q4 ऑफ फाइनेंशियल ईयर 2024, राइट? सो ये सारी चीजें आपकी यहाँ पे गिवन है। So this is all about your report related to payment system June 2025. I hope you are able to gain insights from this particular video, right? And this is our paid course, guys. If you are looking for mentorship, definitely you can check out this particular phase 2 crash course which we are taking completely live. So thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. See you soon in some other video. Please do remember, don't go for covering all the data. At least cover the important things that I have already stated in the report, right? सो करंट डेटा प्लस आपकी जो इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स जो मैंने आपको बताई है रिपोर्ट में, आप वो बहुत अच्छे से कवर कर लो, राइट? सो थैंक यू सो मच गाइस, बाय बाय, टेक केयर, सी यू सून।